morning, or whatever it's appropriate. This is Sunday School. I'm Stephen. This is a Sunday School outline for February 7th, 2021. I'm calling today's lesson The Care and Feeding of Apostles. So the lectionary readings for today are Psalm 147, 1 through 11 and verse 20, Isaiah 40, 21 through 31, Mark 1, 29 through 39, and 1 Corinthians 9, 16 through 23. For today's lesson, I took the 1 Corinthians passage and I expanded the reading to the whole chapter, and then I expanded the text to be interpreted as if Paul were a 21st Christian in the current culture. Now, I'm taking liberty of interpreting some of these words and phrases very freely. You have Bibles. You have the internet. Use them. As always, you should make up your own mind as to what exactly the Bible says, or what a passage means. One of the most interesting, one of the most best, and at the same time one of the scariest things about Scriptures is that even though something may have been written in a specific context, we always interpret it in the context of ourselves. That's what you have to do. That's why Baptists take the concept of soul freedom very seriously. Now, we're not alone that way. Other denominations and religions have different words for similar concepts. It boils down to this: no one can tell you what to believe or even whom to be, although there are people who try. So, with that disclaimer, here goes. 1 Corinthians 9. Am I not an apostle? Am I not free? Have I not seen Jesus Christ our Lord? Are not ye my work in the Lord? In other words, am I or am I not someone who has met Jesus? Am I or am I not someone who speaks to others about Jesus? Am I or am I not someone who is capable of making my own decisions? Have you or have you not been affected by the things I do and say? I be not an apostle unto others, yet doubtless I am to you. For the seal of mine apostleship are ye in the Lord. Are you the only ones who are important to me? Oh, am I important to you? Have you tested my spirit? And you should, to see if I am working in the Spirit of God. Mine answer to them that do examine me is this: have we not power to eat and to drink? Have we not power to lead about a sister, a wife, as well as other apostles and as brethren of the Lord and Cephas? And in that testing, and you should be testing, if someone progresses to complaining and criticizing, and they will, I have this to say: I have to choose for myself what I eat. I am able to choose my companions, my personal friends, and it is not anybody else's business what our relationship is. Like all people, like all leaders, like the average Christian, my private relationships are private. Or I only and Barnabas, have not we power to forbear working? The relationship between Barnabas and myself is for us to know, and it is not public at all. If I support him, or a woman, or they support me, that is not any reason to criticize him, or her, or me. And if others support us out of their own good will, that's for the others to choose. Who goeth to a warfare at any time at his own charges? Who planteth a vineyard, and eateth not of the fruit thereof? Or who feedeth a flock, and maketh not of the milk of the flock? It's all well and good for you to declare individual responsibility and to complain about entitlements. But here's some stuff for you to consider. The defense of the whole country has to be supported by everyone. You don't get to pretend to hate socialism and expect the army to defend you now, do you? You are being silly if you do. On the other hand, if someone works for something, you don't take away everything they have done for the good of the group. Everybody helping everybody is well and good, but treat workers with justice and treat investors with justice. Say I these things as a man, or saith not the law the same also? Check out the scriptures and your laws, both civic and religious, and see if I am right. Now, modern people have a lot of information available. That's absolutely no reason to be ignorant. You just have to check out the facts. And if you have the sense that God gave a goose, you should be able to do a little bit of thinking. For it is written in the law of Moses, Thou shalt not muzzle the mouth of the ox that treadeth out the corn. Doth God take care of the oxen? What does religious law say? The religious law says, Let the worker eat while working. God cares for our four-footed helpers. We should care for each other as well as our four-footed helpers. Or, saith he it altogether for our sakes? For our sakes, no doubt, this is written, that he that plows should plow in hope, and that he that thresheth in hope should be a partaker of his hope. The Bible is especially careful about what it says about farm workers. We need to take care of them, even if we are cosmopolitan Christians and have no idea where figs and eggs or roast beef came from. You've got to take care of the people who take care of you. If you have sown unto you spiritual things, is it a great thing if we should reap your carnal things? We like to keep spiritual and physical things separate, but they are intimately intertwined, and the best practices apply to the physical as well as to the spiritual. If others be partakers of this power over you, are not we rather? Nevertheless, we have not used this power, but suffer all things, lest we should hinder the gospel of Christ. Now others besides myself have taken authority over you and started supervising you. Why, you ask, didn't I do that? Well, because I thought it would get in the way of your relationship with Christ and your ability to spread the gospel. Do ye not know that they which minister about holy things live of the things of the temple, and that they which wait at the altar are partakers with the altar? From time immemorial, priests have had to live on something. Breatharians are very few, and they're very rare, and we don't want our leaders to starve. So, the temple offerings have always supported the religious leaders. Even so, hath the Lord ordained that they which preach the gospel should live of the gospel. So, even though Christianity is not something that should be left to professionals, not even preaching, by the way, should be left just to the professionals, but those who spend a lot of time working, a lot of the working day preaching and teaching, should be taken care of by the group. But I have used none of these things, neither have I written these things, that it should be so done unto me. For it were better for me to die than that by any man should take my glorying void, make my glorying void. For, though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. Yea, woe is unto me, if I preach not the gospel. For I do this thing willingly. I have a reward, if I do it willingly, but if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me. So, in any case, I don't want to hurt anybody, and I don't want to act like some kind of a media star and just try to get everybody to kowtow to me. I'm not doing anything I do for that, but I am doing it because I feel commanded to do it. What is my reward then? Verily, that when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Christ without charge, that I abuse not my power in the gospel. So, I'm not going to get rich doing this. I don't make anybody jump through hoops financially, spiritually, or religiously to get the gospel. That would be just wrong. 4. Though I be free from all men, yet have I made myself servant unto all, that I might gain the more. And unto the Jews I became as a Jew, that I might gain the Jews. To them that are under the law, as under the law, that I might gain them that are under the law. It's kind of awkward. I am free, but still am constrained by the servanthood of the gospel. I am just like everyone I meet, no matter what their religious background. To them that are without law as without the law, being not without law to God, but under the law to Christ, that I might gain them that are without the law. I can claim religious rights, but not in any way that separates me from any other person. To the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. At least I try to be humble. You can't boss anybody to heaven. And this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you. Basically, I'm doing it all for you. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receives the prize. So run, that ye may obtain. We're all in this together. You hear that all the time, but it's true. You can't have a race of just one person. That's not a race. That's something else. And everyone that strives for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now, they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. But we aren't competing with each other. We are after something that's eternal. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beats the air, but I keep under my body and bring it unto subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. What I am doing is more than shadow boxing, it's training. Taking care of your physical body is training for taking care of your spiritual body. It's all intertwined, and I don't want my physical body being to hinder my spiritual work. And I guess that's the end of the chapter. So, the short of it is, Paul's arguing with the Corinthian Christians that yes, he needs them to help him take care of himself. And basically it's the same way with all Christians. We need each other. Some of us are more isolationist than others. Some of us are introverts, and we really would do fine just worshiping God all by ourselves. But God commands us to do this corporately. God commands us to take care of other people. God commands us to pray for each other. And that's what we've got to do. So there you have it. Pray for me. I'm praying for you. Let each other know what you need prayers for. Now and always, nothing's changed. We need to care for each other. We need to talk to each other by whatever means we have available. And keep up the good work wherever you are.